And she's also a princess. Oh, and she's very sad.
Hello everyone. It's me, Craven and Deadpool fan here. Today, I will be doing a rant on the film, Lesbian Space Princess. Yes, I watched this, I wasn't even asked to. And before I start, this video may contain spoilers, so, for those who actually give a shit, if you haven't seen the movie yet, and don't want any spoilers, now is your chance to click off the video. And if you've seen the movie and enjoyed it, that's fine, everyone has their own opinion. But anyway, let's start. Lesbian Space Princess is a 2025 Australian adult animated science fiction comedy film written and directed by Emma Hobbs and Leela Varghese in their directorial debuts. It features the voices of Shabana Aziz, Bernie Van Thiel, Gemma Chuatran, Richard Roxburgh, Queen Kong and comedy troupe On Dodonna. The film follows Sarah, an introverted lesbian space princess from Clitopolis. Yep, I'm not fucking kidding, Clitopolis is the name of the world, as she embarks on a mission to rescue her ex, Kiki, from evil incel aliens called the Straight White Malens. Yes really, enlisting the help of an NB pop star named Willow and a cantankerous boomer spaceship called Problematic Ship. The film had its world premiere at the 75th Berlin International Film Festival on February 16, 2025, where the film won the Teddy Award, and was released in Australia on September 11, 2025. The film received positive reviews from critics. Now, this movie has exploded all over the internet, so I decided to sit down and watch it. So, what did I think of this movie? Well, I have to say, this movie wasn't very good, but it wasn't terrible. Here are some reasons why I don't like this movie. First, the plot and writing. This is where the movie falls apart hardest. The story is all over the place. It feels like a rough first draft, ideas, jokes, and plot beats are thrown at the screen with barely any structure, setup, or proper payoff. Things just happen. Characters go from planet to planet, conflict pops up and vanishes instantly, and the whole thing never locks into a satisfying through line. It's messy, meandering, and honestly, nothing of real weight ever happens. Then there's the dialogue. This is what made it feel so incredibly cringy, over and over again. We get the Straight White Malens dropping direct references to Reddit threads, Andrew Tate, internet slang, inside jokes that expire next year. Even the royal parents, Queen Leanne and Queen Anne, drop lines about Wikipedia like it's a throwaway gag. Look, satire works best when it's timeless or builds its own world logic. They're cheap, lazy shortcuts. They yank you straight out of epic space fantasy and plop you right back into scrolling social media at 2 a.m. Worse, they will date this film terribly. 5 years from now half the audience won't even get why it was supposed to be funny, it'll just feel awkward and out of touch. And the pacing, oh my god. It's stop-start chaos. Roughly every 10 minutes, boom, musical number. Not because the moment needs a song, because it's time for one. These sequences don't deepen characters, move the plot forward, or stick in your head afterwards. They're filler, pure, unashamed runtime padding. Without them, this'd be a solid 50-minute special, dragging it out to feature length makes the whole thing drag instead of flow. The satire's surface level, characters explain things they should show, and dialogue constantly sounds like people reciting bullet points instead of talking. But nothing drags it down harder than the lazy, hyper-specific topical reference jokes. The villains, the Straight White Malens, don't just act like entitled internet guys, they literally name-drop Reddit, Andrew Tate, and meme culture buzzwords like they're reading a checklist. Meanwhile Sarah's parents, Queen Leanne and Queen Anne, will randomly drop according to Wikipedia, mid-speech like it's a punchline. And here's the thing, jokes like this die instantly. Right now, 2026, you might go, oh yeah I get it. But 5 years? 10. This will feel like finding an old tweet thread referencing a Vine nobody remembers. It ages catastrophically, pulls you straight out of the story, and replaces actual wit or satire with "Hey, you recognize this thing, right?" That's the joke. More often than landing clever, it's just cringe. The humor swings wildly. When it works it's silly charming, when it misses, hard miss, feeling forced, try hard, or like it thinks being loud equals being funny. Does it all fall apart completely? Honestly, no, the visuals and voice work carry it further than they deserve. Animation is solid for an indie feature, bright colors, expressive faces, great movement, but it's not flawless. There are sometimes consistency glitches, scenes where Sarah's hair will clip awkwardly, sit weirdly behind her eyebrows or drift over her eyes, drawing layers fighting each other. Character designs are fine, but also pretty generic modern cartoon style, nothing that screams this world and this movie only. It's competent, polished enough, but rarely distinct or striking. Voice acting though? Surprisingly strong across the board. Everyone commits fully. Shabana Aziz gets Sarah's awkward anxiety and shyness perfectly, Gemma Chuatran as Willow brings huge energy, and even Richard Roxburgh as problematic ship nails that tired old-timer trapped in a bucket vibe. They give performances way better than a lot of the script actually earned. Same with the soundtrack, background music fits the tone perfectly, but again, completely in one ear out the other, nothing sticks or feels iconic. On the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 98% of 53 critics' reviews are positive. The website's consensus reads, combining a proudly queer coming-of-age story with a wild sense of humor, Lesbian Space Princess is a raucous animated adventure with a big heart to go along with its rebellious spirit. Cassie Tung, writing in The Guardian, gave the film 4 out of 5 stars, saying its script is sly and witty, but that the film's real power is that it's a world where both light touches and deep feelings can coexist. Steve Erickson of Gay City News described the film as delightful by having a hero triumphing over heartbreak and sexism and young adult sensibility, and called it a splendid comedy influenced by Revolutionary Girl Utena and Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is casually multicultural and sex-positive while focusing on the importance of self-love. Levi Scott of Inverse described the film as a surprisingly sweet, bracingly funny, and unapologetically queer remix of a space adventure, and praised the film for the focus on mental health, but criticized it for being behind the curve with a style of series on Cartoon Network in the 2010s like Adventure Time and Rick and Morty, released too late to ride the wave of edgy adult animation. David Opie of IndieWire said that the film is a tongue-in-cheek adventure with gags and visual jokes throughout, praising the animation as charming, the focus on self-love, and describing the protagonist Sarah battling with anxiety as a strength of the film, saying that the film is influenced by Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Sailor Moon, Adventure Time, The Midnight Gospel and Rick and Morty, while criticizing it as clunky at times, with some jokes which fall flat, giving it a rating of B. So, for my final rating for Lesbian Space Princess, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. It's a poorly paced film, but it has some good things about it. Anyway, that's it for the review. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is me, signing off.